Okay, so today is a big day. Today's the first day I'm going to go into the recording studio. And I have to admit, for someone who has thought for a long time about what it would be like to sing and produce your own music, I am pretty terrified. Um, in my day job, I do new things every day. I pretty much stay out of my comfort zone, but today just hits so different. Um, so I'm just kind of overwhelmed with a bunch of different emotions going through my head right now. Everything from like excitement and nervousness, and then also have some major imposter syndrome going on right now in my head. But at the end of the day, I love writing songs, and there's a part of me that um, has always dreamed about singing her own songs, um, and just have never known how to bridge that giant gap between lyrics on a paper and a song on the radio or Spotify. So today is a really big step in that direction. I have an hour and 15 minutes drive to get to the studio. And I don't have my kids. I'm leaving my kids here with dad and family. And, I have guilt. That's one of those emotions that I am fighting with right now. So I have an hour and a half to get to the studio. Um, I I'm not gonna know what to do with myself. I'm gonna be in the car by myself without anybody needing me or pulling my distraction. If you know, you know. I have three young children, so time to myself is almost non-existent. And since I am recording today, I can't sing, which is normally what I would do the whole way there and the whole way back. But I'm going to try and save my voice. It's just such a habit. It's kind of how I started exploring my range. I had a really long commute way back when. And I would just sing anything and everything. Martina McBride, Carrie Underwood, Whitney Houston, Pink. Uh, Pink raised me, man. Her first album came out right around that like rebellious puberty time for me, and man, it just stuck. So Pink is always will always be like my probably my favorite, and as a performer, gosh, she's amazing. So anyway, I'm going into the studio today to I'm really new at all of this, as you can tell. So I'm going in the studio today for the first time. I have been talking to the studio owner slash engineer. We've had, I think, six, maybe seven conversations on the phone since 1st of December. It is towards the end of February now, so 2.5 months. Been talking about my music. I have 9 songs currently. I have another two that are almost done. So the goal over the next few months is to get those songs recorded. And as I mentioned, today is the first time I have ever stepped into a recording studio. He's assured me that he's got me, and we're gonna work on this. I got my stems and my backing track back from my musician friend. God, that all sounds so official, but I'm telling you, I build websites in my storage shed for a living. And I have three beautiful children. I am just like a mom who pays the bills, and also loves to write poetry and her songs. And I've always had this dream of hearing a song on a streaming service. So that's what we're here for. I, yeah, we'll see how I feel afterwards. Like I said, it is an hour and a half to the studio, and as every time that we go that far into Big Town, I'm actually going to stop at Costco first because I have some things that we got to get. I got to get paper towels and toilet paper to begin with. Among some other things, we get our coffee from Costco because you can get good coffee and it's not quite as expensive. But anyway, so I'm gonna do a quick Publix run, or I'm gonna do a quick Costco run, and also swing by Publix, by the way. But gonna do that before my first ever appointment and encounter in an official, professional, super duper scary recording studio at 1:30. So, whew, y'all wish me luck. I'll let you know how it goes. Um, I'm gonna try and balance my emotions between now and then, and hopefully keep my nerve. And we're going to be recording the new 2 a.m. today, hopefully successfully. If not, then I will just count this investment as tuition, the cost of learning, the cost of getting the experience that I need to turn around and then try it again. So that's where I am. Um, I'm going to turn this off so that I can focus on the road and just kind of be with my own quiet mom thoughts for a while, and hopefully, hopefully go in and do a great job today. Okay, so it's only been about 10-15 minutes into the drive, and it just occurred to me that I have no idea how I'm going to put out this content. It was just a thought when I was talking to one of my good friends, Julie, yesterday, that um, this is scary. I have no experience in what I'm doing except for a love for writing and singing. And that the whole idea of self producing your own album at 38, by the way, as you've never done anything like this before, um, might be a little inspirational to some of you, and might just be something, a story that helps you put your own music out there. Because I'll be honest, I gave up a long time ago on, being a singer or even like a professional performer. I danced more than I sang in my formative years, but I just I don't know how I'm gonna put this content out. So I mean, I'm gonna post this video one way or another, and it's definitely gonna be in the vein of follow me while I make my first album. Just sounds so crazy. We're gonna see how this goes. But if you're sitting on music, or if you're sitting on a dream, or if you just have this little light inside of you that refuses to go out, no matter what else you're successful at or what else you do in life, then I hope that maybe this journey, as I drag you along with it, encourages you to just go for it. Because I never, ever, ever thought that I would see the day of Jess is going to the recording studio to record her own song and music, and I'm going to put it out there for the public to hear. That's just crazy to me. 5 years ago, Jess would never have imagined that. Now, I'm accomplished as a marketing director. I do, websites, I create social media presences, which that is going to come in handy because someone's got to do this for my music. And fortunately, I feel like my day job has been building me to do that side of things. So anyway, as I was driving, I am driving. I thought, well, maybe that's probably where we should go with this first video. Is like, I'm I'm not here to try and get famous or anything like that. I just want to sing my own music. And it's always been such a barrier and a block for me until just like I decided that I'm going to do this. I'm 38. I turned 38, and I was like, I have a beautiful family. I have a wonderful job. I live the life that I don't feel like I need a vacation from. And now more than ever, I couldn't care less about being famous. I want to put my songs out there because the first time I let someone hear the first song I wrote was about my paintball. But the first song that I finished and I completed and I was like, this is how it's gonna sound. Let's go sing it. I let someone hear it and she cried. And it's not a sad song, it's the new 2 a.m. And she got so tearful because it touched something inside of her as a mom that she just needed to hear. And I let her hear three other of my songs that I had finished at that time. And she's like, oh my gosh, you write music that people need to hear. And I just kind of sat with that because, again, I'm like a very quiet, like introvert. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not introverted per se, but like the idea of me going and becoming some like public figure is kind of freaky for me right now because that's just not the life that I have. Um, and the idea of someone hearing something so personal to you as a song that you wrote is also a little scary. But every song that I've written has a reason that I wrote it. And for her to have connected with that and for her to have said that about me, she is not someone I knew. She was someone I hired to get a second opinion, fourth, fifth opinion on my voice. And she was like, this music is music that people need to hear. I needed to hear this song when I was in this place in my life. And now the new 2 a.m. Oh my gosh, my baby's about to be 2. And this song just touched something that needed to be touched. So I am here first and foremost because I think people will get a kick out of hearing a lot of my stuff. I've been writing for 12 years. Only recently figured out how to bridge that gap of lyrics on a piece of paper versus a song in a studio. And a lot of that is because I have amazing friends who are also very talented and can help me with the music composition side of things. And so that's kind of why I'm here, why I'm doing that. And I think holding on to that and recentering myself on that premise is what is going to keep me going when I inevitably walk into that studio in a couple hours and try and sing for the first time. In It's not the first time. I have sang a lot in the last 10 years, just like karaoke and just to my kids. My kids love to be sung to. They always need a couple songs at bedtime. If you know, you know. Um, so I find myself singing a lot and it brings me so much joy. And now to be able to sing my own music, it's just like a full circle moment for me. So whether you enjoy it or not, which I hope you enjoy it, but whether you enjoy it or not, I really hope you can appreciate the full circle moment based off of like the story that I just told you, the full circle moment that I'm going to have when I hear my song for the first time, when I put it up on Spotify, when I put it up on Apple Music and just see like just to hear it, like I was watching, I have my finished mock-ups demos of my songs on a private YouTube playlist, and I was listening to a few of them already in the drive, trying not to sing them. um and I saw the title and my name underneath it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I needed that. I need that little any little push. And man, I don't I've never been one of those people who has a lot of friends, and having three kids, my husband, and then I have like a handful of friends. That's all you have time for. If you know that as well. Um but man, I have such a great little handful of friends who breathe life into my crazy dreams at the most critical times. And they're just, I feel like each one of them is a godsend in different ways. So if you're watching this, thank you. All right. What else? Before I think I'm just going to let it go, and then I'll pick you up for a few minutes when we get into the studio. I own all my content, so I can't imagine that I can't run a short little video in there. But another thing I wanted to say is I just decided yesterday that I was going to try and document all of this. So I realized that the video is vertical, so it's going to be a little awkward on YouTube. I don't have um I don't have fancy cameras. I don't have even like a fancy tripod, but I'll try and figure out how to get the videos, how to get something that will hold my phone in a better position. This is just like one that keeps my phone for like streaming music purposes so that I can play something on it, or so that your hands free whenever you're actually talking. It was never meant until 30 minutes ago. It was never meant to have a flattering angle of your face. But anyway, so you guys give me a little grace on that, and I will try and improve the quality of my videos as we go along. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will pick you back up when I get ready to head to the studio. the studio. Jess in the studio. Ooh, new music budgets. It just sounds so fancy. So we're here. I did my Costco run. I was gonna do my Walmart run, but then I realized that the notifications I was getting saying it was at 1, but he told me 1:30, but turns out it is at 1 because they had the booking ahead of me canceled. Anyway, I was just popping on. Anxious, super anxious, but also like just really excited. I will be so pumped to do this and just like say, okay, I've done it. I've been in a studio, I've tried it. It either went great or I walk away with some lessons knowing what I need. I need to sharpen that. What I need to work on. So I'm just trying to look at this as experience and not feel like everything hangs on this one encounter. I think it's going to be really fun, and I think I'm going to learn a lot, and I look forward to meeting these guys. But like I said, I'm already a little later than I wanted to be. I wanted to be here 15 minutes ahead because I'm super like that, but I am just about 7 minutes ahead. But that's much better than if I had not called and confirmed and I was just walking around doing my grocery shopping in Walmart. But I've got my lyrics, which I don't really need, hopefully. Who knows? Nerves can do crazy things to you. I've got my water, and I have my breast pump for the way home. For those of you who don't know, I have a 5-month-old who is exclusively breastfed. And yeah, so probably going to be a little full of it, if you know what I mean, for the ride home. So I hopefully won't use that until after, because it's 2 dudes. I don't even know if they have kids or wives. We're going to find out. All right. Wish me luck. I'm going in to record the new 2 a.m. and hopefully we get it done. And this is the only recording session we need for my very first song ever. Holding love together through the night. We don't close down bars anymore. We close tired eyes. We do so much more. Yeah, it's not the same, but it's okay. This is the new 2 a.m. The clock still turns. Holding love together through the night. We don't close down bars anymore. We close tired eyes. We do so much more. Yeah, it's not the same, but it's okay. This is the new 2 a.m. The clock still turns, the world still spins, just different dreams we're living in. If you're up right now, you're not alone. Welcome to the new 2 a.m. If tomorrow showed up, we were not prepared. Bar tabs folded in a worn out wallet, laughing at nothing, just trying to style it. Sleep was something we could outrun, and staying up late felt just like fun. moment in the dark that stays, and somehow that's enough. This ain't the old 2 a.m. It's lullabies and second winds. Yeah, we're worn out, but we're alright. Holding love together through the night. We don't close down bars anymore. We close tired eyes. We do so much more. Yeah, it's not the same, but it's okay. This is the new 2 a.m. The clock still turns, the world still spins, just different dreams we're living in. If you're up right now, you're not alone. Welcome to the new 2 a.m. Oh my god! I did it!
You did it! It sounds good too.
That was good!
I haven't really mixed it at all. That's kind of just.
I cannot believe I did that. That was such an amazing feeling. Just all kinds of emotions. We did it. We spent the whole 2 hours. He was so good. Yeah, I got a little tired because just like sing the whole time and then you're like breaking down pieces and doing all of that. But when he played back the rough mix, I was like, wow, I don't hate it. Yay! So I'm gonna move forward with the other songs, and I've got an hour and 15 minutes to get home, so I'm gonna probably get on the road here pretty quick. And yeah, enjoy my quiet on the way home before I get to go back to mom world. But yay! It's recorded, and he said it'll be a couple days, but I can listen to the rough mix and give him some feedback on what I'm hearing and what I like, and then he'll do the final mix and master based off of any notes and his expertise. So then we'll be ready to release that song to the world. Woo! Yeah!